welcome back to Talkative Sports News. I am your host, and we have a few things, a little more than a few things to go through today. Just wanted to give you some updates of what's going on in the world of international football. And as you know, as always, we appreciate you joining us here today. And if you're here, you might as well like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's begin. So, our first topic of the day will be about the vice captain of our favorite club, Chelsea Football Club, Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, let's talk about it. So, according to Fabrizio Romano and ESPN, actually, let me pull up the article here just so I'm factually correct. I like to comment on facts only, So let's pull up the ESPN article here. And here it is. So I'll read through Fabrizio Romano's post and then give my insights according to the ESPN article. So Fabrizio Romano says Enzo Fernandez will be left out of the next two Chelsea games by Chelsea after his recent quotes on his future, Madrid, and more. Enzo will not play tomorrow and against Man City. I have no bad words for him, but a line was crossed and we have to sanction Enzo, says Liam Rosinia. Okay, that's from Fabrizio. Now let's look at what ESPN. Enzo Fernandez will not play in either of Chelsea's next two matches after the club sanctioned him for comments made during international break. 25-year-old said on the podcast this week, about 2 days ago, that he would like to live in Madrid following speculation of him with a move to Real Madrid. Now, mind you, Enzo Fernandez's camp and Chelsea's camp are kind of in a stalemate, if you want to say an impasse in his new contract negotiations. So he might very well not be a Chelsea player next season, but that's yet to be seen. Anyways, head coach Liam Rosinia confirmed a decision has been taken by the club to remove him from the team for Saturday's FA Cup quarterfinal against Port Vale and next weekend's Premier League meeting with Man City. And look, before I go on, you know my feelings about Enzo. Great player. One of my favorite players at our club right now. One of the few players whom shows any effort, who looks like he wants to be there, who looks like he wants to. As far as his job on the pitch, his work on the pitch speaks for itself. I can't say enough about how these last two seasons, he's been great. So, and this season, he's been special. But unfortunately, we must look at reality, right? Okay, so I carry on. I spoke with Enzo about an hour ago, Rosinia said. As a football club with me, as a part of the decision, he won't be available for tomorrow's game or Man City next Sunday. To be honest, it's let's face it. Is it really going to matter? Is it really going to matter against Port Vale? If we can't beat Port Vale without Enzo, we don't deserve to be a Premier League team. If we cannot beat Port Vale without Enzo, we don't deserve to be a Premier League team. Man City, whether he's in the game or not, I think we still lose. So honestly, it's not really going to matter. Now, if it was Manchester United or a Liverpool or an Aston Villa or someone that's around us, fair, it's probably going to matter. But against Man City, they would have beaten us with or without Enzo. Now, I can't say that for 100%, but just my personal opinion is we lose that game either way. Port Vale, if we can't beat them without Enzo, we don't deserve to be a Premier League team. Okay, let's carry on. Jarnobi Mikel slams Chelsea's Enzo, calling him not a leader. Well, big surprise. We know how Jarnobi feels about these new players. Anyways, Rosino goes on to say, Enzo, firstly, as a character, a person, and a player, I have utmost respect, Rosino says. Yes, like I said, on the pitch, he is uncanny. He carries himself well. He fights for the club. I mean, I don't think anyone runs more on the pitch than Enzo. And I think I'm being factual about this. I think he literally runs more than anyone else on that pitch. So you can't say he doesn't do his job as a professional football player. He is a professional. Scored another goal on the weekend for his country, Argentina. For club and country, he is beyond professional. If you wanted to say the blueprint for playing midfield Just watch Enzo Fernandez. He is truly world class, absolutely world class. Now, Rosignor, his coach, goes on to say he's frustrated because he wants to be successful. Of course, I would be frustrated if I was Enzo as well. In terms of the decision, it's not all about me or the sporting directors, the ownership, the players. We're aligned in our decision. The door is not closed on Enzo. It's a sanction. You have to protect the culture. And in terms of that, a line was crossed. Okay, that's pretty much what Rosignor has to say about Enzo and this whole debacle, this scandal, if you want to call it. But it's a sanction. He'll be back after two games. It's similar to like a disciplinary thing. It's not a big deal. It doesn't mean that he's not going to be part of Chelsea team next season. Can I say I fully expect him to be part of Chelsea next season? Absolutely not. I don't even know if the owners that we have currently now, Clear Lake Capital and Todd Bowley, I don't even know if they're going to be a part of Chelsea next season. Because reports are coming out that Roman Abramovich is making a move to reclaim his title as owner. I don't know if that hasn't been confirmed officially yet, but there's some rumblings in there about Daryl Roman coming back to us. Oh, don't get me excited. All right, please don't get me excited because I haven't been able to. I researched it and I haven't been able to confirm it yet. So please don't get me excited. But there are rumblings out there that Daryl Roman is fighting to come back as Chelsea owner, and I would love nothing better. But don't want to talk about that right now. This is about Enzo. As far as I see it, I'm like 50-50 if he's going to be with us next season. I'll address what he said about Real Madrid. I honestly have no problem with it. I wish more players would say how they felt rather than censor themselves for the good of the club. As long as he's not saying anything derogatory towards the club. Say how you feel, to be honest. I mean, if you feel that there's some things that needs to change in the club, say it. I have no problem with it. See, I am not politically correct. I leave that for politicians and CEOs and coaches. I'm speaking from the perspective of a player, right? I mean, I wasn't a professional player, but I played in high school in the setting of a team. So, of course, the higher ups and the coaches have different expectations. But me, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about your play on the field. If your play on the field is good, is great, if you do what you're supposed to do on the field, then I'm good enough with it. Me personally, if I was coach, I wouldn't have sanctioned him. But that's me. Like I say, I come from the perspective of the players. And to me, I think we would be better served allowing the players to speak their minds, right? Now, I'm not saying they should be free from consequence, right? I mean, we live in the real world, so there's just reality. We have to deal with reality. But what I am saying is that I think that they should be free to speak their minds. As long as they're not, I mean, if you disparage the club, if you disrespect the club, then there's going to be some consequences, right? But at the same time, if you're not disparaging the clubs, if you're not, speaking out bad against your club, I see no problem with his comments. I mean, let's be honest here. Cucurella said something similar about Barcelona. He said it would be very hard for me to turn down Barcelona deal if it comes. All Enzo said was, I would love to live in Madrid. Okay, let's look at that. Madrid, it's in Spain. It's a very nice city, beautiful city. Never been there, but what I see and what I hear, all good things about Madrid. Plus, Enzo speaks Spanish. I'm sure his kids probably speak Spanish. So why wouldn't they want to live in Madrid? It's like, excuse me, it's like me going to play for, I don't know, somewhere in Russia. And then the reporter asked me, well, where would you like to live? I don't know, maybe let's say I'm in St. Petersburg. And then I tell them, well, I think I would rather be in, I don't know, America. My family lives there. I like the weather better. And they speak English. I speak English. I would like to live in America. What's wrong with that? How is that worse than Cucurella coming out and openly saying, it would be hard for me to resist if Barcelona comes calling? Why didn't he get banned? Why didn't he get a sanction? The double standard, like this is literally why I have to come from the side of the players, because there's always a double standard. Why isn't Cucurella held to the same standard as Enzo? Is that because Cucurella is not in a contract year? Is it because they've already locked him up and they know he's going to be there? It's right. It's interesting because Enzo's negotiations have stalled. So is this a weird negotiating tactic here being implored by the Chelsea board? Maybe. I'm just saying, whatever he said, he's not wrong. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. If he said he wants to live in Italy, in Milan, who cares? But of course, uh, someone does. Someone always does, especially when you're a player like Enzo Fernandez. All eyes are on you. Anyways, that's enough of that subject. Moving on. Our next topic of the day is about the um the last few weeks of the season. Well, there's more than a few weeks left, but we're in after 31 games. Chelsea sits fifth. No, sixth, sorry. Chelsea sits sixth on the Premier League table. 1 point behind Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? We are still in the FA Cup. We have Port Vale tomorrow, 12:15 Eastern Time. FA Cup quarterfinals. Win that, we're in the semifinals. So there's still hope. But next Sunday against Man City, I don't see us winning that game. I'm about 30% we win that game. 70% we lose. We're just in bad form right now. Have you seen our last 4 or 5 games? Yeah, we're in pretty terrible form. I don't know. I don't know what's going to take to wake our players up. I mean, it's the same issue. It's defense, and now even our potent attack is dwindling. It doesn't look as potent anymore. And without our potent attack, well, we give up goals at a high rate. We also score goals at a high rate, but we give up goals at a high rate as well. And that's just the truth of it. If you give up goals at a high rate and you're not scoring goals at a high rate like you were before, you're going to lose 8-2 to PSG. You're going to lose 3-0, 4-0, whatever it was, to Everton. 3-0 to Everton. You're going to lose to Newcastle on a weird, nursery goal, a preschool goal. The goal that Newcastle scored against Chelsea was literally a preschool goal, an elementary school goal. Those are goals that you give up in elementary school, in middle school, maybe in high school. Now, there weren't many goals scored like that when I played high school. I can't think in my senior year of high school in our undefeated season, I can't think of one time that we scored a goal so simple like that. Not once. Just utter breakdown, utter collapse. Nobody's in position. We want to play a high line, but not everybody is doing the high line. We want to play a low block, but nobody comes up to challenge the person that's about to shoot at the edge of our box. It's just been awful performances from the players these last few weeks, and I can't put it all on the players. Of course, Liam has some culpability, but a lot of it is on the players. It's just simple, childish mistakes that we just can't seem to get over for some reason. But tough times ahead indeed. Do I think we will make top 4? I think it's 50-50 right now. I'm 50, but do I think we drop to 8th or out of Europa League? Nah. I think we'll probably finish the season. We're more likely to finish the season 6th than any lower. Because I don't think there's that many teams that are maybe Everton, maybe, but I can't see Brentford going up above us. I can't see any other teams going up above us. So we'll see. Our third topic of the day: Tottenham Hotspurs sack Igor Tudor and hire Roberto De Zerbi. Let's talk about this. So, as you know, Igor Tudor failed to win a single game for Tottenham, and Spurs have now hired Roberto De Zerbi. So, Roberto De Zerbi is appointed as the third head coach of the season on a 5-year deal. Word on the street is, according to his contract, he's supposed to take charge until 2031. There is no relegation clause. Immediate mandate is to secure top flight status for the final games of the season following the sacking of Igor Tudor. No news on his salary, but that's not that important right now. What is important is, can Roberto De Zerbi save Tottenham's season from relegation? I believe he can. Do I think he will? I'm 60% positive he will. Only 60%. Tottenham sit 1 point above relegation to West Ham. They have 30 points. West Ham has 29 points. They're 2 points behind Nottingham Forest, 3 points behind Leeds. So it's not like they're far away from safety. All the other teams, like Leeds are 1 game away from dropping down to where Tottenham is, or below. But then West Ham is also one game away from switching places with Nottingham Forest or even Leeds. Two games away from Leeds, but one game away from Nottingham Forest. So it's possible for Tottenham to get out of relegation danger. Can De Zerbi do it? Likely. Again, I'm only 60% positive on this, that he will be able to bring them out. Now, if they hired him at the beginning of the season, they wouldn't be in relegation. But then again, it's Spurs. Their hiring practices have been below stellar, especially the last few years. You could say since they fired Conte, but I'd say since they fired Jose Mourinho when they were in the FA Cup final and they fired him before they actually got to play the game. It's been a downfall ever since. They struck gold with Pochettino and they fired him. So I don't know what will happen, but I can only give my best guess, right? 60% that De Zerbi saves them. But they could still get relegated because it's not like De Zerbi history with new teams that he overtakes is so stellar, right? I mean, I'm reading this article from Sky Sports here, and De Zerbi's history in the Premier League is 70 games coached, won 26, drew 19, lost 25. Points per game is 1.39, win rate 37%. So it's not the most convincing win rate, but that was with Brighton. So you would think he has better players with Tottenham. I don't know. I can't tell. But mid-season appointments, first 7 games for Roberto De Zerbi. Palermo, 2016. 1 win, 2 draw, 4 defeats. Benevento, 2017. 0 wins, 1 draw, 6 defeats. This is not looking good. Brighton, 2022. 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 defeats. So perhaps he got better over the years. 2016, he only gained 5 points. 2017 with Benevento, he only gained 1 point. And then Brighton 2022, he only gained 8 points out of 7 games. So not exactly stellar. But if he can at least do what he did at Brighton for that mid-season part, they should be okay. Which is why I'm 60% on the hopeful side that he will be able to see them at least through to next season. Maybe not like get them out of relegation danger zone. They may finish, what are they like? They're 16th, 17th. They're 17th. So they might finish 15th, 14th. I'm not saying it's all of a sudden bring them up to like 10th place. No, I don't think that's likely. But I think they make it through to the next season, still in the Premier League. And now our last topic of the day, but never least, are these new FIFA rules, man. FIFA World Cup rules. Yeah, let's talk about this. So FIFA is implementing new rules for the World Cup. And let me just go through them real quick here. Rule number 1. New rule number 1. Substituted players now have 10 seconds to leave the pitch. If they take longer, their replacement must wait 1 minute to enter. I think this is a stupid rule, just being honest. I think this rule is BS because we already have something called extra time. So normally the refs would just use whatever delays that the player is delaying and just add it on to extra time, which is, I think that's better. It keeps the game going. It limits all of this. Well, now they have to wait 1 minute to enter, and then let's say the other team scores while they're a man down, and it just complicates things like that doesn't need to be complicated. Keep that rule unnecessary. We already have a safeguard for it. Just add the time on at the end of the half and keep it pushing. Next. 10 seconds? That's wild. So what? They have to run off the field? Excuse my language. They might have to sprint off the field? Give me a break. This is ridiculous. Needless rule. Rule number 2. Should I say new rule number 2? Throw-ins and goal kicks will now have a 5-second countdown. If the ball isn't back in play in time, possession goes to the opponent. This is a ridiculous rule. Number 1, throw-ins should be at the ref's discretion. So if you're taking too long, guess what happens? The ref gives it to the other team. It's already in there. Like, you don't have to put a 5-second countdown. No, it should be at the ref's discretion. Again, taking power away from the ref slowly and slowly and slowly. This is not what I wanted to see. This is like making it like American football or basketball. Like, that's not what we want. We're football fans. We want football rules. These rules are just gonna, I'm sure they want to make the game faster and more, but Things like this is what makes the game the game. Throw-ins should be at the ref's discretion. If the ref sees you taking too long, of course he's going to give the ball to the other team. Of course. But 5 seconds is ridiculous. And then kicks, just again, there's already a deterrence for it. The ref will give you a yellow card if you take too long. It should be at the ref's discretion. And these are one of the few rules that the refs actually are pretty hands-on about, especially those goal kicks. The refs are not afraid to throw a yellow card to the keeper real quickly. They're not afraid to just yellow card. But we're putting 5-second countdown, really unnecessary, completely unnecessary. New rule number 3. Players who receive treatment on the pitch must leave the field and wait 1 minute after play restarts before returning. Again, unnecessary rule. This is already a thing. The ref makes you go off the pitch and then you must wait for play to stop to come on the pitch. Or sometimes the ref will let you on at his discretion. These are the things that we like about the game. You must make 1 minute. I get it. They're just putting safeguards around everything by timing everything. But all this is telling me is they're taking more and more power away from the ref, which I don't like it. I really don't like it. But that's their rules. But it's completely unnecessary. We already have safeguards around all of these things. The ref always makes the player come off, or he just adds the extra time. We already have safeguards against all of these rules. Unnecessary. New rule number 4. VAR, and just that word VAR, I just cringe. VAR will now also be allowed to review second yellow cards and corner decisions if there is a clear mistake. What do you mean by if there is a clear mistake? You see, the if there is a clear mistake is unnecessary, because all you're saying is that you're pretty much going to review every single one. That's what they don't want you to know. Yes, VAR will now review all yellow cards. Second yellow cards and corner decisions. The game's gone. I'm sorry, guys. The game is gone. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here? The game is finished. The game is gone. The game is over. All power taken away from the ref. Review second yellow cards and corner kicks. Look, I've had yellow cards go for my team. Second yellow cards specifically go for my team. I've had second yellow cards go against my team. All right. But that's the game. The game is the game. You play through it. You work it out. It's called adversity. Some people actually like to overcome adversity. I'm one of those people. Sometimes you got to play through the weather. Sometimes you got to play through the other team's defense. Sometimes you have to play through high elevation. And sometimes, unfortunately, in this game, you have to play through the refs. It's called adversity. Deal with it. So now you take all the power away from the refs. What do you have? I think VAR is fine for goals, but second yellow cards and corners is so ridiculous. I don't even have any more words to say about it. It's just utterly ridiculous. It should be according to the ref's discretion. I mean, they still review fouls for red cards. That's fine. But second yellow cards is insane. And then if there is a clear mistake, what defines a clear mistake? Who defines a clear mistake? That's not a robot. It's obviously one of the VAR refs that says, that's a clear mistake. Well, sir, respectfully, you are not on the pitch. You have no right to claim that's a clear mistake. No, let the ref do it. If anything, you can allow for there to be a review, but to be decided by said ref, not you, VAR, if there is a clear mistake, implying that whatever mistake you deem as a clear mistake is automatically a clear mistake, which is just utterly ridiculous. And second yellow cards, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You rarely see, like second yellow cards, there's rarely a mistake on it. Rarely. But, hey, that's the world we live in, right? We live in reality. So we got to deal with it. But that's just my 2 cents on it. All of these rules are stupid and ridiculous and unnecessary. Thank you all for joining me. I gave you guys an extra long episode because I've been away for the last 2 weeks. I know. But like I said, for the FIFA World Cup, you can expect an episode every week. I can assure you that there will be a Talkative Sports News episode every single week for the FIFA World Cup. I am, yes, absolutely. And thank you all for joining me on this beautiful day as I go over some brewing news, some interesting developments in the world of world football. And if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. And with no further ado, peace.